The tissue between the lateral olfactory tract and the rhinal fissure. This is called the piriform cortex. It's going right like this. Piriform. Over here. This is piriform right there, all the way getting on top. So we have piriform over there on the front end. Then this bulge right there, this is going to be the uncus. So the bulge is the uncus. So you see uncus right there, and there's bulge on this side. And one of the reasons I remember it is there's a huge bone that sits right here. And people who have a jarring damage, for example, boxers or a head crash victim in a car crash, the uncus often just gets smashed right up against the bone and just destroyed. So this uncus is very prone to injury. Okay, anyway, the uncus is this bulge right here. Back here, this is called the hippocampal gyrus or the parahippocampal gyrus. If you peel it away, the hippocampus is beneath it. So it really is from the top of this bulge down to the uncus, and it goes about halfway back. So this is all hippocampal gyrus. Way far in back, this is entorhinal cortex. So way far in back is entorhinal. So entorhinal is way back here in the rear on both sides. And you can sit there and tell me, well, there's no clear distinction between them, and you're absolutely right. So these were named based on function, not based on anatomy. So piriform, uncus, entorhinal, parahippocampal, all have different jobs. So what I'm going to do on the test, I'm willing to ask these questions on the test, but I'll make sure that the pins I stick in are very descriptive. So way out here, this is what? Uncus. If I have it sitting way out here, what's that? Hippocampal. If I have it way down here, what is that? Piriform, going the wrong direction. Way back here is what? Entorhinal is back there. So I'll try to make sure that, not obscure, like right here would be obscure. Is that uncus, hippocampal? You don't really know. So I'll just try to make it very clear. Okay, as you pointed out a second ago, it's very hard to see the medial olfactory tract here. It should be running right about there. In fact, I sort of see it. See the raised area right there? I can just barely see it. I wouldn't ask that on the test, but I can sort of see it. Now, if we were to peel these meninges away, it would actually be much more clear. But anyway, it's there. So anyway, the structure between these two, this whole region here, you had it earlier. What is that?
Olfactory, I don't know how to say that.
Tubercle. Tubercle. So the tubercle is a large structure, way up forward, and it's really limited by the lateral olfactory tract right there. So it ends up that we have this relationship: olfactory tubercle, lateral olfactory tract, piriform cortex, and then what's that space? Rhinal fissure. Okay, now yours is really missing stuff. Okay, right here, this is the optic nerve, optic chiasm, optic tract. Nobody has a really good optic nerve. What we should have is a nice extensional eyeball sitting out there. Or a sheep, actually, a huge eyeball sitting out there. But you have the chiasm okay, and you have the optic tract okay. Okay, this illustrates both. Notice right here we have a big hole sitting there. That hole is called the infundibular recess. What should be in it is a stalk, and she has a stalk on this one, so that's the infundibulum. So the infundibulum is stuck in that hole right there. So actually on the test, I'll take either of those answers since your sheet just shows infundibulum. But really, in truth, that is the infundibulum, this is the infundibular recess.
Wait, I'm sorry, could you point out the recess one more time?
The recess is the hole.
Okay.
It's just the hole. Because the stalk literally just fits right inside of it. Okay, you can't see it here because of that, but right over here, see this area around it? That's called the tuber cinereum. She can't see it because it's over the top. The tuber cinereum is there. So here we have the infundibular recess. There's the infundibulum, and this is the tuber cinereum right there. And right here is going to be the mammillary bodies. So you have the mammillary bodies on both sides. Now in humans, they'll be much more exaggerated. So once again, here's the tuber cinereum right there, and then this is the mammillary bodies right here. And in humans, they will look like two very distinct round globes, And like I mentioned over there, the anatomist thought they looked like women's breasts, so he named them mammillary bodies. One curiosity is alcoholics. Somebody who abuses alcohol, their mammillary bodies just completely degenerate. And that's very much involved in memory loss that's associated with severe alcoholism. Actually, it's a vitamin deficiency. Okay, so this area right here, this is all the, what is it?
Cerebral
That's a good shot. Cerebral peduncle.
Yes.
So this is the cerebral peduncle right there. Oh, and I should mention, that's a good example. When we do the test, obviously it's not verbal, oral, so you don't have to pronounce it right. You'll have pins in these things. And also, I'm not going to take off the spelling as long as I can tell what you're talking about. So if you're a ridiculous speller, that's okay. Because, you know, some of these words are very complicated. More of the problem will be is leaving off words. So, for example, there's something referred to as the lateral ventricle, and as you saw, there's the lateral fissure. So a pin in something, you just say lateral, doesn't cut it. It's got to go one way or the other. But in terms of spelling, I won't nail you for that. Okay, she does not anywhere here have a oculomotor nerve. Somebody have an oculomotor nerve down there? What I've noticed across the years is they're much more sloppy about taking these brains out. It used to be everybody had good ones. Now they don't. Okay, this guy right here is the oculomotor nerve. So we have one, there should be another one right there, but Maynard lost one along the way. And also you can see the optic nerve a little bit better in chiasm.
It's running from the chiasm like to the occipital lobe, right? The nerve, isn't that why it's headed so far backward?
Actually, it should be headed sort of more forward. It's right now underneath the basilar artery right there. But anyway, yeah, obviously, oculomotor nerve, what's it involved in? Not really seeing.
moving
Eye movement. So it's involved in eye movement. Seeing is entirely going to be due to the optic nerve, which is right there, optic nerve, chiasm tract. Okay, so from right here, well, I don't need to zoom. This one's clear. Okay, from right here to right there, what do we have? Pons. From here to right there, what do we have? Medulla. So medulla right there. Notice this, and spinal cord from here going down. Notice this raised area. You see it pretty nicely. See that raised area on both sides? Okay, that is the pyramids. So the pyramids are the big motor fiber pathway that controls motor movement. So the fact I'm moving my fingers right now, that information is being carried in the axons that are racing down right there. So that's it. So be working with it, be working with each other. Now, what I'm going to do is